When I chose the 16 Plus for my 30-day iPhone challenge, people were like, whoa, you should have gone with the Pro. But then I was like, this didn't matter at all. Then I took it one step further and I went with the Pixel 9a for my new daily driver, and I still can't really tell the difference. So here is the next natural progression. Why am I even bothering with flagship or mid-tier phones when I could pick up a budget device like this new Samsung A36 for just $400 US? What am I actually giving up by going with this thing? Because I can tell you from my first impression, not much. I mean, I guess I gave up a box. Samsung didn't drop one off with our sample phone, but other than that, it feels pretty good. We've got, what? Plastic frame? Whoa, shut up. That is really convincing. Okay, so it's got a metal feeling frame. It uses Corning Gorilla Glass on the back, Victus glass on the front, so these are fairly premium materials. It's got a triple camera setup with a 50 megapixel main shooter, an 8 megapixel ultra wide, and a 5 megapixel macro. And the selfie camera is 12 megapixels. And like, what is there to not like about it? Okay, over on the right, we got a lock button that, oh man, I'd actually like to see this on more phones, like, you know, more expensive ones. It's got a little raised bump on the side so that you can landmark a little bit more easily. Dude, I've accidentally called the police twice on my Pixel 9a because I was trying to turn up the volume during a call and I had the like 5 taps for 911.
That was one of my problems.
What else we got? Okay, noise canceling microphone up there on the top, whole lot of nothing over here on the side. I actually strongly disagree with Lisa's concern about the down and lock for screenshot. I actually find this to be awesome because there's nothing else to accidentally mash on the other side. Down at the bottom, we've got our speaker, USB-C, and let's find out what's inside here. Precision screwdriver, lttstore.com. And boop. I was kind of hoping for microSD expansion because I know a lot of the more budget-oriented phones have that. Unfortunately, no, just a single SIM tray. Well, that's a downer. Also, that USB port, only USB 2. Though it does support 45-watt quick charging, which is good because the phone doesn't support wireless charging of any sort. That's right, my friends, there are some downsides. And a big one is, of course, the processor. It uses a Snapdragon 6 Gen 3. What the hell is that? I have no idea, but in a nutshell, it has anywhere from half to a third of the gaming performance that you would get out of a couple generation old flagship. As for non-gaming, it's more like half of the performance of a couple year old flagship. What that actually means for daily use, I gotta be honest with you, it seems like probably not that much. Like I did get a little bit of lag when I was dragging over the news feed, but like, I don't know, man. I don't know what to tell you other than about our sponsor.
Thanks to Corsair for sponsoring this video. Their Platform 4 Elevate Height Adjustable Desk is far from generic, thanks to an aesthetically pleasing design and a host of included extras and features. It comes with a monitor arm, in-desk USB power, and the cherry on top, a modular T-channel rail system that's compatible with hundreds of attachments and accessories. What? Upgrade your gaming or work from home setup today with the Platform 4 Elevate Desk using our link in the description.
Let's take a closer look at the screen because you guys probably already noticed, even on camera, how smooth this thing looks. That's because this 6.7-inch 1080p class display is running at 120 Hertz with variable refresh rate support. That is huge for both battery life and for the general responsive feelingness of the device. It is worth noting though that our battery life results were okay, but not super impressive. About on par with our 2-generation old flagship, the S23, but not on par with a newer, more power-sippy, budget-oriented device. What also isn't on par with budget-oriented devices was the brightness of this display. While it didn't impress us that much in SDR, especially with auto brightness disabled, in HDR, we managed to not only meet Samsung's claimed 1900 nits peak brightness, but we exceeded it. So I would expect to have a very excellent HDR video viewing experience on this phone. Okay, I found another little compromise. The haptics aren't great. That does tend to happen with more budget-oriented devices. Personally, I turn them off when I type anyway, so it doesn't matter to me, but your mileage may vary. Let's see how the HDR viewing experience holds up in the real world. Yup, that's an HDR OLED, all right. Look at those highlights. I mean, if you're not watching on an HDR display, you're probably gonna miss out a little bit. Man, I'm looking at my notes trying to find downsides, man. It's hard. Like, this great display has a built-in fingerprint sensor. Like, remember when that was space age technology and you could get it on, weird random Chinese phones and then it made its way to flagships? Well now, for $400, boom, under-screen fingerprint sensor. That is absolutely flipping incredible. I mean, it's not the fastest in-screen fingerprint sensor, but dang it, it's there. It's also IP67 water resistant. Like, that's freaking cool. Oh, how's the camera? I wonder if the camera's any good. Please tell me it has double tap. Yeah, okay, double click to camera. Oh my gosh. The preview's a little laggy. You see that? You see that? Yeah, she's a little laggy. Okay, so it turns out that budget phones are budget phones. Oh my God. Look at this guy. He closed his eyes for a picture. Also, this looks like ass. This looks like an AI conversion to watercolor painting. Do you see this?
That's art.
Here's Sam seeing that Wancho is late. Whoa, dude, the selfie camera looks great. Dude, look at that. They spent all the money on the selfie camera. Look at this. Look at this sharpness. Supernatural skin tones and like, this face. That captures how I felt seeing how good this selfie camera looks. What the? It's gotta be the low light, because there's no way the rear camera is worse. Yeah, rear camera looks good when there's ample light and when it's pointed at such a handsome gentleman. That's a terrible picture. That's unfortunate. Okay, how's the video though? How much you wanna bet this just chugs? Oh my God. Okay, no, it's getting a little better. For a bit there, I couldn't see Bell. So low light, not a highlight. Yeah, I wanna hear these speakers. There's gotta be a compromise on the speakers. There's no way it has an amplified earpiece speaker. That used to be like a premium phone feature. Oh, dude! Amplified earpiece speaker, they're pretty well balanced. Okay. So the last 40% of the volume slider does basically nothing other than add some distortion, but up to 40% is pretty good. Good clarity, no bass, obviously. You're not gonna get that, and there's no subwoofer in it, right? But it's solid. Oh, I see the impact of the plastic chassis now. There's some flex to it, bit of flex to it, but I still think it feels pretty darn good overall. Wait, this thing also gets 6 years of OS updates? Bluetooth 5.4, so you have compatibility with the latest peripherals. Wi-Fi 6 only though. So you won't get to take advantage of like 6 gigahertz Wi-Fi spectrum. And it is a 5G phone, but can we like be real talk here? Have you found that just like turning off 5G on your phone can help with reception? Yeah, dude, right? Like the coverage in my area sucks, or at least with my carrier. Okay, I did find another downside. 128 gigs of storage, only 6 gigs of RAM, which on Android can be a bit of a bigger deal than it is on iOS. And that could mean that by the end of that 6 year of software updates period, this thing is feeling a little dated, but overall, I still think it is mind-blowing. From a premium brand, how much phone you can get for like 400 bucks these days. Just really makes me feel like the whole high-end phone rat race has just gotten kind of pointless. And in some ways, the lower end phone could even feel like a feature because this thing has like basic AI features, like, circle something and remove it from an image or whatever, but it has almost none of the AI bloat that I feel like has honestly just been more annoying than anything else on the Pixel 9a lately. Subscribe to ShortCircuit. See you later.